Traveler, Paimon, welcome.
It's the Traveler. She looks absolutely beat these days. She has these huge dark circles around her eyes, and she keeps spacing out. You have to call her name several times before she snaps out of it.
Very peculiar. In all the time we've been acquainted, this is the first time you've come...
Okay, Paimon does not like that expression, Baiju.
Complexion is good, eyes are clear, breathing is steady, pulse is strong. Physically, you appear to be in good condition, Traveler. In theory, your energy level hence my concern. A clean bill of health is usually a good thing, but in this case, it likely means your situation. Physical illnesses come with detectable symptoms that can be used to diagnose, medicate, and cure the condition. But afflictions of a non-physical nature...
Huh? What do you mean,
Curses, dark magic, it's hard to say. It could just as easily... Why don't you rest here for a bit? Whatever it is we're dealing with, clues to your condition are sure to reveal themselves in time. In the meantime, Changsheng and I will review the relevant literature for afflictions that present with mental fatigue.
Oh, must be a rare condition if not even Baiju and Chung. Well, all we can do is take their advice. You look like just get some rest. Paimon will be right here by your side. Traveler! Traveler! Rise and shine! For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. It's already afternoon. Hopefully all that sleep did you... A cut? What? Did you scratch yourself in your sleep? Nope, nothing there. Okay, don't panic. Paimon heard that dreams tell us what we need by showing us the opposite. So, if you had a nightmare, maybe What? So, in this dream, you were trapped in a weird place with thick... Oh. Okay, well, that's a new one. Are you sure it was a dream? But then again, you woke up right where you went to bed. And you were definitely in a deep sleep Then, it's decided. Paimon will stay up and watch over you tonight. If anyone tries to mess with you, Paimon will beat him up. Or, I'll wake you up first and then we can beat him up together.
Something is missing?
Did you just say something?
The flesh remains whole, but the soul is incomplete. Left unresolved, the mind will wither away along with it.
Ah! What the? Wait! Paimon remembers you! You're Child's master! Right! What, the last time we saw you was at the Primordial Sea in Fontaine, right? But then we left and Child's been looking everywhere for you, by the way. What brings you to Wanmin Restaurant of all places? You came here looking for us? And were you the one behind that hocus pocus just now?
Tell me, what if... Tight-lipped, huh? I suppose that's fair. You, I'll take a glass of wine.
Hmm? Oh. We make this one in-house. It's not too strong.
Chef Mao, I'll take a grilled tiger fish over...
Coming right up. Ah, if I knew we'd be this busy, I wouldn't have been...
At the end of the day, what happens to you is of little consequence to me. I'm not here to try and win you over. If you want my help, now's the time to speak up. You have until I finish my drink. I was investigating an abyssal disturbance in the area and happened to notice you. Part of your soul is damaged, and the wound bears traces of abyssal corrosion. Need I say more?
Neither of those things sound... Well, should we trust her? She mentioned an abyssal disturbance. Maybe that has something to do with what's going on with you. But we could always find a different expert on the abyss to help us out. Yeah, and that thing she said about your soul being damaged is scaring, Paimon. Skirk's an interesting one, that's for sure. But from what Child's told us, she don't...
1, 2, 7, 10. That'll do. Well, have you made...
So, that's all we know, Miss Skirk. Ma'am?
So, you can disperse the fog. I understand. Come find me in the Guili Plains when you're done here. Oh, and I left cash for the drink on the table. Settle the bill for me, will you?
Oh, okay. Huh? She disappeared!
Wait, hold on. You overpaid.
Oh, no. This includes the drink, so...
I didn't think you two ordered a drink.
We didn't. It was that lady who came and sat with us, remember?
You sure? I could have sworn there were only two.
What?
What'd you put in their dish, Chef Mao? Some kind of hallucinogenic mushroom? You got them...
Seeing things? Wait, so neither of you noticed her? Young lady? About this tall? Wearing a purple dress? She ordered a glass of...
Oh, now you mention it, that vaguely rings a bell. And it looks like I did open the wine jar, so... Coming!
Okay, what was going on there? It's like they didn't remember Skirk. Even Paimon was half convinced we hallucinated the whole thing. But that Mora, she... Oh, this whole situation is giving Paimon the creeps! Whoa, what are all these Rift Hounds doing? Huh, looks like they're collecting something. Oh, let's go check it out.
Shower me with the... Show no mercy! See, Lolly, eat Papa, get him! Yeah! Rise with the sun! Switching gears.
So, this is what they were collecting. It looked... yeah. What is going on?
From the moment they are born, all beings with great power have an impact on this world. Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence. Gods are the most common example of that. The remnants of gods who fell thousands of years ago remain buried deep within the earth, carrying within them together. These remnants form what you call god remains, and it appears that some of those sealed here were dug up and removed. What are you doing?
Nothing. Just wanted to make make sure you were, real? She's definitely not a ghost traveler. Paimon poked her, and she's solid.
Your life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? Strange set of priorities. It was just a trick to avoid being perceived. If someone notices me, those memories are... Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only... Now, can we please get back on track?
Okay. Where were we? Right. The god remains. So, basically, there's now less of them here in our experience. God remains are 100% bad
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards. But power doesn't come from nothing. And it doesn't just disappear for no... The remains aren't just gone. They were taken. Very clever, traveler. You aren't the only one who had something taken from you. There are victims like you everywhere. The only difference being, you can speak, and the remains cannot. So it went unnoticed. Something similar happened in Sumeru. Within the span of one night, countless consecrated beasts were slaughtered, and a large amount of the Of course, god remains are just one of the targets. The culprit is chipping away at sources of power all over this world.
Wait, you mean... the star?
Mm-hmm. 42 of them have died out in the past few months alone. In Conria, people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna. Even should that individual fall, their Stella Fortuna would not disappear. But yet now, stars are disappearing from the skies entirely. And it's not hard to deduce what's happening to the power. Something has been leeching power from this world, like a parasite steals nutrients from a host. And now, it's no longer satisfied with... This time, it only took a fragment of your soul. But next time, no one knows. All I know for certain is this. Considering how much power this entity has stolen, it must be a god-level being by now at least. But that's not the real concern. Souls are fragile things. And yours could easily be...
So...
We're going to help each other. You are my ticket to uncovering this thing's true...
Well, great! You seem super strong, and you know a lot about the Abyss, so...
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis. And I should warn you, getting mixed up with me can have unforeseen consequences. We're on very different journeys. You don't want to be in my debt, trust me. You help me uncover the truth behind this entity, and I'll help you recover what you lost. This is a transaction. You would do well to remember that.
Yeesh! You'd think she'd be a little friendlier since she's agreed to help us. But nope, she's just like when we met her in the primordial sea. Well, whatever. If that's how it's gonna be, then she doesn't deserve our friendship. Anyway, the important thing is that we get that piece of your soul back. Whoa! This place is way bigger than...
This is where I live. I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home here. It is. I brought you here because time flows I don't know how much Ajax has told you, but when he fell into this space, I mentored him for 3 months. In that time, only 3 days passed in the outside world.
Ajax? Oh, right! That's Child's So, a month here is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world? That should mean we're safe from that...
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the Traveler could be attacked at any moment. Now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point to that space having some connection to the Abyss. It could... The thief who stole that fragment of your soul is hiding there. But the Abyss is a chaotic and turbulent place. If we want to pinpoint their location, abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever Okay. Do you plan to learn? That tracks. All the information you have suggests the Abyss is something sinister, and that abyssal power is a wide...
And you're saying that's not true?
Depends on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now... I'll respect your opinion, though. Just means we have to turn to a little abyss crystal that contains my power. Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream...
Dream?
It means experiencing whatever the other person is dreaming. Since you haven't studied the art of using abyssal power, and have no plans to jump in the deep end right now, I'll have to do the invest with dream mirroring. Every time you slip into a deep sleep, I'll see with my own eyes whatever scene plays out in your mind. Then, I can guide you through the dream environment, and we'll
Huh. You make it sound so simple.
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for both of us. Even assuming we'd to play it safe, I need to give you some special training.
Wait, you're gonna teach her some of your martial arts? Does that mean the next time we see Child, we have to treat him like a...
Do as you want. For my part, I don't... You're already a pretty good fighter. All I'm planning to do is build on your current skills and But that's enough talk. If you're ready to do this, then come with me. Time might be more lenient here, but that's no excuse to waste it.
Oh, she moves fast. So, special training, huh? Kind of a rare opportunity. With yours, the last time something like this happened was probably anti-Raiden. Skirk seems pretty strong too, though. Remember how she said that the all-devouring narwhal was just her master's pet?
Ready? Your training will be split into 3 stages. Testing your blade work. We'll start with blade work. You're no rookie in this area, so I won't bore you. During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters.
You bet. There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching. You sparred with a bunch of them too, right?
Don't get too smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. You need a cohesive system. To use the human body as an analogy, your style is your skeleton, the foundation, the framework. Techniques are the muscles and other flesh. Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. If your frame got bigger and taller, but you didn't add any muscle mass, you'd be weak and flimsy. Then again, if you packed on pounds of flesh without a big enough frame, you need to do some introspection. Take a good, hard look at your past experiences, and figure out which parts of what you've learned are just techniques. Only then will you get the full utility out of all your thoughts and observations along the way. Only...
Wait, is that it? Paimon thought you were gonna teach her some cool new moves. Like when you went swoop.
One day, you'll reach a new level of power where you realize that even that's as basic a trick as any other. But right now, our sword styles are... There are no shortcuts in the pursuit of power. Failure is your best teacher. And that's all I have to say. Time to make a start. Train. Focus. Destroy the crystal columns as swiftly as you can.
This is making Paimon's head spin. Hang in there, traveler!
Stay calm. Use your head. You have to keep it together.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Cut to the chase.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person, and ask yourself, what lies beneath the surface? What's their guiding philosophy? What's their state of mind as they Now take that and practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength, over and over, until your hand is one with your mind. This is the only path to true growth.
Step on up. Dance with the waves.
If you start to tire, empty your mind, but do not stop. Stay in that frame of mind as you keep up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body.
'Twas on a deserted, moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair. Rain Cutter! Feathers fleeting wet, the white heron treads water, a sight without flaw. Master of Inazuma Kamisato art Tachijutsu.
Looks like you've made some real progress.
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
How do you feel? As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard. You've actually been going.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps.
Go get some sleep. I'll be doing the same very soon. Let's hope you see that foggy place in your dream, so I can get this investigation.
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again?
Cause he's a crabby old man, and he's a boring old...
Excuse me! You shouldn't talk about your teacher like that! It's very...
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point forcing... But I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday.
I went diving, and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb, though, with that stupid big fat head. I tried to shake its fin, but it just spat water. Oh, and today, I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire. I bet if I...
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet, too. Otherwise, how are you gonna hear me call you for dinner up there in the star?
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on my own, Zilly. Anyway, gotta go. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Wait! Put on a coat at least, you'll catch a cold. I'm talking to you, young lady. You spoil that child, you know. Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside. Always going on about...
Ah, let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite. Come on, our little adventurer is gonna be hungry when she gets back. Let's get started on dinner.
The stars shimmer high above, but mountains as far as the eye can see, an endless snowy plain, or maybe I can't be the only one asking these questions. The universe is fascinating. If only I could meet some other people like me. We could set sail together and explore every corner of the world. I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many but for now, I'm
Don't let a single one of them get away!
No, please, spare the children! Stay back!
They're coming!
Run!
Help!
Eliminate the threat.
Take them down!
Don't be scared. Ah!
This way!
We'll never make it!
fire. There's fire everywhere.
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders!
Why are you doing this? What did we do? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink. Showed you the best our home has to offer. Gifted you cloth.
Run! Save yourselves!
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2 surrounded.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from Upper...
Rest assured, sir. We have enough munitions to annihilate these savages and burn their entire civilization to the ground.
Good. The only ones who put up a real fight are that man and his wife, correct?
We shot the man in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist attempting to fight back. They won't be doing much more fighting. They're holed up in their home for now, but they won't last long. To prevent them from making some kind of last stand, we're planning to clear out the other zones first so we can...
Well, well. Turns out some of these beasts do know how to use their claws. Now the threat these savages pose will be undeniable. Let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer. Once the other zones are cleared...
Dad? Mom?
Skirk, you're all right? Thank heavens.
so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you need to go. It isn't safe here. They'll be back any second.
What happened? You're bleeding a lot.
This is the place. Alert all.
Run, Skirk! Run as far away as you can! Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but my clever girl, so curious. You're already so...
Whenever you miss us, remember, life is a gift.
Break down the door! Look what we have here. A savage that... You! Stop singing! Shut it! I said shut it or I'll make you!
Oh, you're awake? I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, this time, the focus is elemental energy. Come find me when...
Man, staying in the abyss feels so surreal. No day and no night. It's like time hardly exists. If we weren't careful to keep well, except for the fact that Paimon still gets hungry like clockwork. You go do your trick.
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy. And after that, the natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. But that's not my area of expertise. Abyssal power, yes. Also known as the power. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the Abyss. An act for which the people of Conria gave them the epithet. The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. These 2 forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other. Suffice to say, there's not much. A keen call it respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, it's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power, I can teach it to you. So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power. But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's gonna help us at this. True growth comes from adversity, but only if you make the choice to pick yourself up again every time you fall. So, it's time to push yourself to the limit. And then keep pushing. The power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can.
Windblade! Ha! Be gone! Windblade! Prepare to be blown away!
Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
Be gone! blade. Ha! Ha! Wind blade.
Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes.
Ha!
Faster. Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Water jet! Ha! Water jet!
You need to understand what makes you special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch between... It means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not bound by the rule, so be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your own path. Very good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements. Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training, which is a good sign. Relentless practice with the elements has drained all your strength. Get some rest. When you wake up, whoop.
What is the secret to power? Longing. Hatred. The fear of losing those you love. The fear of watching your... Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment and overcome hardship. It is in the process of that fear is now part of you. It calls... Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead.
But, Master, I can barely lift the sword anymore.
So it has not broken yet.
Then
pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. After all, bones... good, Skirk. Once again,
Cold.
these are signs that you are adapt. Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the... Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh.
Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your training. So, wanna head over now? Or...
From your training so far, you have gained better command of the sword, and more control. That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friends you have made, the dangers you have faced. These have taught you more than I ever could. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations. To simulate this, I'm ready. Not bad. That defensive stance looks near unbreak, just like your brother. Huh, that reminds me. You still don't know what happened to him.
Hey, no fair!
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want, but only if you live to tell the tale. The dead don't get to complain. Strong emotions will always arise in combat. Anxiety, anger, fear. But a true warrior is never at their whim. How amusing. Almost sounds like you, but you don't. You can choose your own. Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. Make the most rational and advantageous. This is your final training session. Look alive. Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Water jet! Ha! Ha! Water jet! Water jet! Go!
Not bad. Better than I expected. You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind. You want a unified train of...
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, you must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you...
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can tell your mind has wandered. That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused sounds simple in theory. Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning, the only goal of this training is for you to reach... You managed to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud of that, and sleep well knowing that you've...
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant.
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she?
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was... I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever.
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever reach their...
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world?
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies...
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve...
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past, and become...
Run! Skirk! Run! Only death...
Let's see here. First things first, you need... Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How about, as the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that book?
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow...
Ah, splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every... Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can know...
starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue feast just for you. Of course you are. That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all ready for you. Dig in! Before it... Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So...
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat.
Okay. It's Paimon's turn to sleep.
I have good news. First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Continue to learn. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. Next, we just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul. When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. You and I may never meet again, Traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your... Okay, not the angle I would... I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless dark... Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some recent circumstances. Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. No, I'm not from Teyvat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I... No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. Several hundred years ago, my master, Sertologi, opened the border between worlds and sent me here. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown. To become stronger. For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere along the way...
You make it sound so easy. Ever since But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing.
Well, you're... Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered men. So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came. Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, that would... Once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember. Wake up your companion. It's time. Oh, and everything I just told you.
Wait! This is near the cap-
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now. but still. This is someone else.
Don't worry. Paimon's an expert at hiding behind. Oh, but, that means you.
All right. Remember your training. Time. Another straw goes out! Go! Water jet! Extinguish! Wipe out! Merciless.
Whoa! Look at all these spikes! Careful! Don't get hit! You know what? Paimon's just gonna float behind you. Come on, you got this.
Hey, what are you two doing? Dusty. You can plan to the house. Let's press on.
Bombs away! Extinguished. Oh, looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his height? Ugh, this fog is making it impossible to see anything.
This should be the place where you were attacked, Traveler. The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Can you sense where it is? Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case. Otherwise, you should have sensed it much more strongly.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. It's likely he integrated it into his attack somehow. If we're smart about this... From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see. There. I got it back.
Traveler! Skirk! What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Gwali Plains, you asked me why. Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive, whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do, namely, break through my defenses and steal my power. No, he couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he call it fate if you want. I believe that's the term they use. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, I'll cope. Well, done gorging? Good. Time to answer some questions. How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring... Oh, of course! Paimon knew that spike...
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you wouldn't be able to defeat a creature, which leaves one possibility. You know my master.
Foul. Who dares call him foul?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can
Just a little.
Look, it's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit. Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of... Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after you've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. It won't be for long. Get us out of here, Traveler. You'll need to lead...
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Uh-oh! Falling spikes! Run! Watch out! Looks like this place is about to collapse! So, this guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions.
Phew. Oh,
I no longer sense his presence. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it. You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw it's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive.
yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neverlet meant...
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive than usual. It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space. But I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Meaning, he must have known my master. Exactly. It told me everything I needed to know. Hence why I said we both got what we came for. And I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get back.
No way! We can't leave now! Something was stolen from you because of us!
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall.
But what if that monster finds you before you're open? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Fair enough. Then take this. A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go.
Huh. This bag from Skirk has a... Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you admit? I'll be collecting my paycheck now, boss. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did you do to get all this Mora?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward.
Ah! You heard of...
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest
Then, did you by chance happen to hear
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
No, sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah, she's a piece of work, that one. Oh, okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start. But things are different now. You helped the Traveler in a big...
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some...
Wait, what?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work. That should help me
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just leave! Whatever. Let her tire herself out. Let's get some sleep, Traveler.
Quiet.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth?
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run! Skirk, run! Only death awaits us here. Keep...
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That was... Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here?
About 60%. Maybe 7.
Whoa! Paimon thought it would take up least...
No. Not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different. No. I think I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense.
Thanks.
Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she... Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Be right back. That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of this isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate Actually, I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I call it fate, if you want. Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here. So, this river represents strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the but as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times, and all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past, and begins anew.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you...
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see. Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories at... I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, like meteors, you both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first... Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to... Let's keep going. It's still a...
You now have what it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, no one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you faith.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. We will still have contact through the abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes. Just like the fire that haunts you.
Why?
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst. You have tasted loss. You have known fear. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus, pain dampens over time. And the acrid taste. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul, Sertologi, looked like at one point in time. Of course, as a higher being, he could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him...
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and so...
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Subtitles, the scope of his power is impossible to... shall we keep going? We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Subtitles.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, no tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit.
Can I ask a question, Master? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be...
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called... So, I will teach you everything I know.
But I don't want to drop...
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak...
Yes, Master. From that day forward, all she knew was grueling. After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control. It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. I almost don't want to reach the end. Well... These are Skirk. What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed every... This is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything as a child. Always... There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea. The secrets beyond... It was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants, Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors. Everyone welcomed the newcomers with open eyes. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an armed Skirk had skipped school that day. She was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home that day, only 5 countless people cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Friends and relatives. The little girl who lived next door. The shop owner with the bad leg. The bad-tempered teacher she had made fun of. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. If Subtitles hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained, left. Because she and her people were seen as a threat. As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt. For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat and decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so, no one wants to relive their most painful moments. Skirk is waiting over there. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose.
So all this, just so you could bring her here?
I have things to say to you. I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And her suppressed emotional self, the version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses, all those rejected impulses, those discarded aspects of your past. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to...
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erase. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses. Emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the...
The difference is that I'm doing what is right. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness. I've shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far. It made me who I...
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things to get on the grand scale of the entire universe. Maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back, and let them grant you peace.
That isn't what we need.
Exactly what we... Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than...
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only...
Then look around. Look at your... You cast aside your dreams and curiosity. And in doing so, you lost your original motivation. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot take you far enough. And so, this river...
And do you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Thank you for saying that. I knew... To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never... And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore. So even if you can't accept me...
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but...
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang when we went out to fetch water. Dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. I should be thanking you.
Run, Skirk, run! Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
So, you saw my... I once asked my master if survival of the strongest. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive. That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another tragedy. But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Sertalovji, yes. And not just because of the gap in our abilities. But although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principles of strength. I know, and it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. He's no longer into that. But he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings, or an answer to one of my... Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll... Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear. Just like he said. Yes, I respect him. But I'm also afraid of him. I don't know what Master has planned. But I have to be ready. Help me?
Oh, you're finally awake! Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you. You're both okay, right?
What does it look like? Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that... I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose...
Okay, so, but whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks.
All right. It's about time
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more. The good news is, we have no reason to pull our...
The fog is gone! Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that, too? Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant...
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response up to them. He represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's not surprising that he would assume this form.
Okay. Oh, that close-up... Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal...
Eternal.
Wipe out! Go!
Paradigm shift! That's more like it. Haven't forgotten your training, I hope.
Go! Bombs away!
Annihilate power.
Star shall be his crown.
Go!
Mine to wield.
Future beyond this world.
Go! Go! Go!
Extinguish!
Wipe out!
Haven't had enough of my power. Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle. Well, have you...
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, such power.
Skirk.
How long has it been? How...
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry. It's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But...
Hundreds of years?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell them?
Of course. Might as well. Take advantage. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, over time my heart hardened. And I became... We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. Yet, he always wore a smile on his face. I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive.
That does sound like something.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something. And he inspired me to keep going. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he... But somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his. After his grand endeavor was successful.
This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now...
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to...
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body... Wise and... Seek out my disciple.
Disciple?
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are...
Well...
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow.
Sounds...
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right...
Still selfish.
I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the Primordial Sea. As I said before...
Waiting for me in the Primordial Sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by...
Your heart? That sounds like torture!
Because, of course...
So, you used the curse to turn yourself in... Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the... But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong.
You're right. I should have known better, but... I had already pushed myself to my limits. And I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home.
After the beating we just gave you?
Sertologi's disciple. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to...
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it... Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather...
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have something. First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming, but when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, it was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world, the joy of an artist.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. You're right. That battle brought me...
Exactly. I think Master also craves one where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, after which all can come for that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose.
Perhaps you're right. What a battle.
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much. Sertologi once offered to free me from this curse.
I can, but not the... It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness. Along with all the power, the impurities will dissipate. And under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, but it will be a time-consuming and painful.
I accept. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. If we are climbers in the dark, it appears that...
I will reach the top of this mountain. And you, Skafnunger, will be my witness. At the...
That's finally over. Let's get out of here. Huh. At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like last time. A few days, but it feels like forever. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't over... Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon.
Yes. The power Skafnunger stole has been returned.
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many...
I suppose it's because... the false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky. It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Yet through hardship, we grow, though we gaze upon a false sky. Its vastness and majesty.
Ugh. This is all going over Paimon's head. Ever since we met, she has filled Paimon's days with happiness. If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two. And we've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many amazing...
I suppose when it comes... Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than any one without war, pain, or forced partings. For this, we must all work to be... Goodbye, traveler. Remember your training.
Bye! Is it just Paimon? Or is she being... Hey! What do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey.